Wake up, Zambia.
Good morning. Good morning.
A brand new morning experience is coming your way. Introducing the Power Breakfast, where the queens of breakfast serve up the hottest conversations, freshest hits, and everything you need to start your day right. Catch the Queens of Breakfast every weekday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Power FM and Dstv. And no, this isn't an April Fool's joke. It all begins April 1st. Power up your mornings with the Power Breakfast.
Power Breakfast.
Made for all, made for life, and it's as easy as you just calling us up. That's on 0955 997 997. We do have a couple of questions, especially if you're somebody who's been through to school, you're still in school, you're on holiday, you at one point were in a class, wrote an exam, and you should know the answers to these questions.
Yes. So we want your mind to be fit as you kickstart your day.
Definitely.
And we are hoping that as you go along, you purchase the fit drink so that you see for yourself why it is a sports drink and not an energy drink, because it's very much jam-packed with sugar, protein, vitamins, sodium, and other minerals to kickstart your day.
Yes, especially if you know that you're exhausted. The week has just started. It's a Tuesday, the 15th of April, and you're feeling your body giving up on you. Then you just might need some fit sports drink within your body. So if it means you have to pass by as you're going to work, going to whatever it is that you need to, get yourself some fit, and also just jog your brain a little bit. Perk yourself up and pick yourself up as well by simply calling us up. That's once again on 0955 997 997 or on 0979 192 485. When we do come back, we're going to open up the phone lines, giving you a chance to answer our very simple, very easy questions.
Some days test your limits. The grind, the sweat, the push. It all takes its toll. But you're not a quitter. You rise, and within reach is that which you need in order to refuel. Fit Sports Drink gives you the edge. Packed with electrolytes for hydration and antioxidants to fight fatigue. It helps you bounce back stronger, faster, better. Fuel your drive. Rehydrate, recharge, and reclaim your day. Fit by Vatra. Fit for life.
So all you gotta do is load your phones with airtime and do come through and give us a call and be part of the winning team. So many chances that you have tried, probably you have been given, but then today can be your day. Yes, your lucky day. Today can be your lucky day. I'm very sure. Today can be your day.
Yes, it can be. But you have to ensure that happens. And how do you do so? By calling us up. That's on 0955 997 997 or on 0979 192 485. And we do have a couple of questions for you.
Yes, the easiest ones we can find. So you stand a chance of walking away with a hamper, yes, courtesy of Tread Kings. And yes, you gotta be fit.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You are speaking very, very low. Can you kindly speak up for us, please?
Okay.
We can hear you now. Tell us your name.
I'm Cherise Gotv.
Cherise?
Yes.
All right, Cherise. Can you give me your mom's or dad's NRC number? Just 4 digits.
I'm 1090.
Can you repeat that again?
1090.
1090.
Okay. All right, Cherise. Are you ready?
Yes, I'll try.
Okay. So in 3, 2, 1, which currency is used in Zambia? A, dollar. B, kwacha. C, pu. Lusaka City was named after the headman called A, Gawaundi, B, Mpezeni, C, Mukamambo II, D, Mwalusaka.
I think C.
You think what?
I think C.
Okay. People who deliberately destroy public property should be A, prayed for at church, B, reported to the police, C, stoned to death, D, taken to the clinic.
Repeat the question.
People who deliberately destroy public property should be A, prayed for at church, B, reported to the police, C, stoned to death, D, taken to the clinic.
D.
What's your answer again?
D.
All right. Which of the following is a plateau found in Zambia? A, Kafue, B, Mochinga, C, Nika, D, Zambezi.
Finger.
Which of the following is not a natural disaster? A bomb explosion, B, earthquake, C, famine, D, floods.
Repeat the question.
Which of the following is not a natural disaster? A bomb explosion, B, earthquake, C, famine, D, floods.
A.
Okay. All right. Keep listening to Power 91.3 FM, Cherise. We'll find out if you are the winner for today, all right?
Right.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming through and have a great day.
It's as easy as that. You can call us up. That's once again on 0955 997 997. We've got very easy questions. And once you get the answers, rather most of the answers right, you get to walk away with some Fit by Vatra. If you've not yet tasted it, then this is your chance to get your hands on them.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you doing today?
Just okay.
Just okay. Okay. Who are we speaking to this morning?
It is Walia.
Okay, Walia. Walia Wembia.
Yes.
We've got your voice now. We've started you.
You see, we know these things. Just kindly give us your NRC number, just 4 digits.
8196.
8196. Okay, Walia, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so Hindus light fireworks during Diwali to chase A, evil spirits, B, good luck, C, other religions, D, sun god.
Chase evil spirit.
High food production makes A Christian, B, a good
Pardon?
person. The high food production makes dash nation, dash a Christian nation, B, a good nation, C, a healthy nation, D, an educated nation.
A healthy nation.
Planting of trees around home is a good practice because A, act as a windbreaker, B, can be used for charcoal burning, C, stop overgrazing, D, are used as firewood.
A.
Okay. Which of the following organization has the function of encouraging free trade between member states? A, AU, B, COMESA, C, FAO, D, WHO.
Comesa.
All right. I think your 5 questions are up. Thank you very much for coming through, Walia.
Thank you.
All right. All right. To find out if you won today again.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's once again on 0955 997 997 or even on 0979 192 485. It's really that easy. 5 questions that you get to answer. And there's even multiple choice as well. How easy can it get? And you can actually also start drinking Fit by Vatra. It's got so many benefits such as salt replenishment and so many more. And how do you get this? By calling us up now.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. Who are we speaking to this morning?
I'm speaking to Chanda.
Sorry?
I'm speaking to Chanda.
Cholwe.
Yes.
So, yes?
Oh,
Huh?
yes, Cholwe. Give us your full names and your 4 digits of your NRC. 782. We can't get you. You are breaking. Can you move somewhere where we can get you clearly?
Okay, so we just kind of need you to hang up and then call us back again. We can't hear what you're saying. Maybe it's the network. Okay, so you can still call us back again. That's once again on 0955 997 997 or on 0979 192 485. We've got some couple of questions for you, and all you have to do is just answer 5 of them correct, or rather most of them correct, and hope that everybody else who called before you and after you gets some of them wrong. More wrong than you did.
Hoping so.
Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Okay, thanks. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Who are we speaking to?
Taking to Mwanza Michael.
All right, Mwanza Michael, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready to give it a try.
Okay, so the first question is, what country is known as the land of the rising sun? A, America, B, India, C, China, D, Japan.
America.
Okay, the second question is, dash means the movement of people and goods from one place to another. A, communication, B, faxing, C, phoning, D, transport.
Transport.
Which country is highly populated in the world? A, Britain, B, China, C, Kenya, D, Nigeria.
China.
Burning coal and bushes produce gases such as A, carbon dioxide, B, hydrogen, C, nitrogen, D, oxygen.
Repeat the question again, sorry.
Burning coal and bushes produce gases such as A, carbon dioxide, B, hydrogen, C, nitrogen, D, oxygen.
Carbon dioxide.
All right, your 5 questions are up. Thank you very much for coming to Mwanza Michael.
All right, thank you.
All right, we'll find out if you're the winner for today. There's Walia Wembia, there's Mwanza Michael. Who else is next?
Who knows? But you can call us up right now.
There's
That's once
Cherise
again.
as well.
Yes. And also there is, I would say, a man whose voice I now know very well. And that is Mr. Malambolo Indi.
I asked you, Mr. Malambo, please, you have to win today. I'm vouching for you.
Pardon?
I am vouching for you today. You have to just win this one. You have to win it.
My village people, please.
Your village people are after you. No.
They've been working overtime.
Are you serious? Why always me?
You have prayed today, Ka?
Why always me, my village people, please?
Nah, they are very dangerous human beings. Now, the village people, you need to stay away from Mr. Malambo today. Today, he is winning day. He's winning today. Are you ready? Are you ready to win?
2363.
Okay. The first question is, which river is known as the lifeline of Egypt? A, Congo, B, Niger, C, Nile, D, Zambezi.
Nile.
In the past, people traveled from one place to another using A, trains, D, aeroplanes, B, feet, A, bicycles.
The question again?
In the past, people traveled from one place to another using A, bicycles, B, feet, C, trains, D, aeroplanes.
Feet.
All right. Which of these is the best way of keeping money safe? Putting in a bank, a house, B, C, pocket, D, ground.
A bank.
All right. The specialized departments of government are called A, companies, B, headquarters, C, ministries, D, towns.
Question again?
The specialized departments of government are called A, companies, B, headquarters, C, ministries, D, towns.
I think it's the headquarters.
All right. So I think your 5 questions are up. Thank you very much for giving it a try, Mr. Malambo.
Yes, and that is all. The segment is done. When we do go to break,
Homie wins today.
possibly, but don't worry. In case you are calling right now, because the phone is still ringing, you can still try tomorrow. You've got Thursday, you've got Wednesday, and you've got Friday. So for at least from now on until tomorrow, same time, same place, you should be practicing drinking your Fit by Vatra, drinking your Vatra mineral water, doing some push-ups, running around the house, just one lap, and then you call us. Because I think by then blood is flowing.
Yeah, to my
it's
push-ups,
pumping.
eh?
Yes, exactly. And then in fact, even as you're feeling thirsty, drink some Fit by Vatra. We're going to go on a break. When I do come back, we'll announce who the winner is for this particular segment. Fit for life, it's Fit by Vatra, but also announcing who the winner is, who gets to walk away with some Fit by Vatra.
Yes, so you gave it your all. You were like, yes, today is going to be my day. But don't worry, don't fret. You might have not won today. Tomorrow is going to be your day. So if you haven't heard your name, like I'm the winner, don't feel bad about yourself. Tomorrow you can give it a chance and get a chance to walk away with a hamper courtesy of Fit by Vatra. So the winner for today is Cherise. You are the winner for today. Congratulations. You won fair and square. You answered all the questions correctly. Now, most of you that came through, you were getting one answer wrong, like just one answer out of it. But it is okay. It is okay. I mean, you can give it a try tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be another chance for you to be part of the winning game. So, Cherise, do text us your full names, your full mom's or dad's NRC number, and your phone number as well. And you will come and get your goodies. Just as easy as that. Tomorrow can be you. Make sure that you get to drink Fit by Vatra.
Drink different power breakfast. Brought to you by Vatra Mineral Water. Vatra, made for all, made for life.
Joining us this morning is Nalishebo Nyambe, who is the candidate member of Parliament of Kanyama constituency. So we'll be diving into so many topics, and you can be part of the conversation. This is Voice of the People. We are live on Dstv, that is on Topstar channel 92, and you can stream us live. You can also catch us via social media, that is on Power FM page on Facebook, and be part of the conversation as well. You can also come through on 0955 997 and 997 or 0979 192 485. Good morning, Nalishebo.
Good morning, Fortrace. Morning, Shekinah, and good morning to our lovely listeners.
All right. So we are joined in by the candidate member of Parliament of Kanyama constituency. Now, for those who do not know who you are, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Nalishebo Nyambe, born April 4th. Actually born April 10th, but we sort of had like it's a long story. We sort of had like a back and forth with my dad. So my documents indicate April 4th, but my actual birthday is on the 10th. I turned 31 last week. And I was born in Mansa, then we moved to Lusaka. So I lived in Kanyama for 10 years, plus 10 years, I would say 15 years. So Kanyama is the only place that I know so well in Lusaka. I have a bachelor's degree in public health, and I'm currently studying for my master's in monitoring and evaluation. I'm a businesswoman, and I am a farmer.
Interesting. Now, why did you get into politics?
Politics is the backbone of our economy. It is such an important element that you cannot afford to not take part in. I have always loved politics. My dad was involved in politics. I have always loved it. And I decided, why not? I need to contribute to my country.
And so now you are an aspiring member of Parliament for Kanyama constituency. Why Kanyama? Why now?
Okay, just like I said, Kanyama is home for me. We have a family home in Makeni Villa, which is one of the wards in Kanyama constituency. There's no other place in Lusaka that I know as well as Kanyama. And also the people there, because I know them so well, I know what they need. And why now? Why not now? Why not now? You have to agree with me that the political environment in the previous government wasn't so inviting. There was so many tear gassing, there's brutality, beatings. But now, when the president sanitized the political environment and invited more women and youths, I decided to jump forward.
And many would say that you have to start at local level. You have to start at the ground up. Maybe start as a councillor, I might say, going for a parliamentary seat. Do you think where it starts matters, though?
I don't think it matters where you start from, because then if we all started as councillors, then we wouldn't have the president. The president went directly to being president, and most of my politician friends all started off as members of parliament. I think you have to weigh yourself and know what you're capable of. So for me, I weighed myself and I think I'm capable.
So now you said you know Kanyama compound. That is your home. That is basically it's your background.
It's my hood.
It is. It's your hood. So what would you say then are the most pressing issues in Kanyama compound, and how do you intend to address them?
Okay, so Kanyama is an informal settlement. It resulted from the rural-urban migration. So a lot of the settlements there are informal. People are using pit latrines. They don't have access to clean water. And it is on the western edge of the country, which makes it very vulnerable to flooding. So flooding is the number one thing that I would like to address. Most of our drainages are blocked and haven't been worked on. I feel like right now we are proactive and we are reactive and not proactive. We know that we have the entire year to work on our drainages and block them, build drainages, but we only react when we have floods, which is a main issue. So flooding will be number one thing that I'm going to work on. We have to build drainages, and for those homes that we can raise the homes a little bit, I hope we can do that. But for those that are in the danger zone, the only solution, and which I believe is the best thing for them, is to relocate them and compensate them. The number one thing is unemployment amongst the youth. Oh my goodness. The highest population in Kanyama is from the youth, and most of them are unemployed. The reason why this is the second priority on the list is because it marries to another problem. Because the youths are unemployed, most of them are resulting to alcohol and substance abuse. When they're under this substance abuse, they're now attacking the people in the community. So the only way we can tackle that is making sure that, because under CDF, we have 4 components, right? 60% is for community projects. Then we have the skills training, and then we have the bursaries and the discs. So for the youths, not everybody can get a degree, even though I advise that people get an education. For those that cannot get an education, please maximize the skills training. Go and get a skill. Learn how to farm. Learn how to do carpentry. Learn how to do fish farming or something. And then for those that can come in and collaborate with the private stakeholders, the business people, that would be great.
You are a young person yourself, and you are aspiring for a parliamentary seat. And you also touched on the issue of youth unemployment. So how do you plan to address that?
Okay, like I mentioned, first of all, my constituency is very big. We are sitting at about 550,000 people, which is 500,000. It makes us the largest compound in Lusaka. Like I mentioned, most of our youths are staying home, but luckily with CDF, we have a component that offers bursaries. So for those youths that are ready, I will ensure that most of them have access to this CDF, where they can get some skills training, learn how to do carpentry, learn how to do farming. And under the bursaries also, I will ensure that they get education.
So now the current member of parliament, Mr. Monty Chinkoli, is the one who I believe sits as MP for Kanyama. And usually we have seen how when cholera hits, that Kanyama is one of the areas that are hardest hit by it. So now what would you say, seeing how he's so far served and sat within, or rather as an MP for Kanyama, what would you say you do differently if you were to come in his place?
What I would do differently is continually go back to the people. I think that's where he's hitting it wrong, because My constituents do not know him. McKinney Villa Words, John Lang, most of them do not know him. And the ones that know him are disappointed because he's not one to go back to the people. I think with our friends from other constituencies are always going back to where they're from. Some don't, but most of them are always going back to where they're from, because you agree with me that in that 5-year period, you will not have the same problems. This flooding that we had December, January this year was not the same that we've been having this past years. So the problem was intensified. If you go back to the people, you're listening to the problems and you are re-strategizing. You cannot go back the same way that you came in the first year and not go back to the people. So with him, I think what he's doing wrong is not going back to the people. He's sort of like abandoned them. But for me, I know that power is with the people, and for me to perform well, I will continually have to engage with the people.
All right. This is Voice of the People. You can be part of the conversation. It is 0955 997 997 or 0979 192 485. We are joined in by Nalishebo Nyambe. Now, you touched on that if you are voted for in office, of course, you're going to tackle the issue of blocked drainages. What other solutions do you have for the flooding that have been experienced in Kanyama constituency?
Okay, so like I mentioned, it's an informal settlement. Most homes there were not planned for. There's no roadmap, nothing. So for those areas that are in the danger zone, because most homes are just drenched in water, it's a terrible situation. The toilets are outside the pit latrines and they don't have access to clean water. So that water has contaminants leading to waterborne diseases. For those that are in the danger zone, if we cannot raise the homes, the perfect solution will have to relocate them and compensate them. Because at the end of the day, it's for their own good. And you find that in the heart of the compound, it's really difficult to make a drainage. It's really difficult to make a drainage because then there's no road. This one built here, that one built there. And another pressing issue also is I've noticed how most homes are built just right on top of the drainage. You're blocking the drainage. Some of them are built, supposed to leave about a huge space for the drainage, but they are compressing the drainage. So for those homes that are compressing the drainages, those are the ones that have to be compensated and relocated.
So now, talking about relocation, don't you think it's going to cost a lot of money for you to start relocating people to another place?
It is going to cost a lot of money, but then it's not something that's going to be done in one day or 1 month. We can do it gradually until we achieve what we're trying to do. So it can be done. It can be done with a period of time.
Okay.
So I think a question that a lot of people, when they find out that you are an aspiring MP, they ask, or rather what they want to know is, are you affiliated to any political party?
Well, a lot of people that know me and follow me on my social media already know this answer or expecting this answer. I haven't shied away from the fact that I support the current government, the UPND government, but I am not a member. I am not affiliated. I just support the values and I support the president and what he stands for. But as it is right now, I am not affiliated to any party.
Are there any plans in the works to possibly at any time in the future?
I can't say now.
Align. Okay.
I can't say now.
And
We'll see.
you did touch on the fact that you are in support of the values that the current government has. And one of the I'll say the things that they're pushing is constitutional amendments. So now what is your stance when it comes to the proposed, or at least some of the proposed constitutional amendments, especially when it comes to the delimitation of constituencies?
I highly recommend and support the limitation. If we can cut some of these constituencies, it's going to make a positive change for us. We're going to highly benefit from that.
What other clauses are you in support of with the proposed constitutional amendments, and what are you not supporting?
I have taken time to look at the constitution. I do not want to be misquoted. So the other one that I really support is enhanced representation, because obviously we want the youth and the women and people of disabilities to be in parliament. But the issue with that one is we already have an article in the current constitution that talks about that. Article 259 of the current constitution has 3 thresholds. The first threshold is 50% representation of both genders, that's women and men. The second threshold is equitable representation of youth and people with disabilities. And the third one being regionally balanced balanced appointments. So now if you talk about enhanced representation, my issue is how far have we gone into implementing Article 259, right? When you look at the president's current cabinet, it's not balanced. 28 cabinet ministers and only 5 are women. There is no youth. In parliament, we have 156. Only 26, about 26 or 28 are women. The president nominated 8 members of parliament. There is no youth and only 2 are women. Maybe let's not get to the permanent secretaries, but then if you look at where I'm going and what I'm saying, it's not balanced. So if we're talking about amending the constitution and talking about enhanced representation, how far have we gone into implementing Article 259? So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what can you say the current government has performed with the cost of living, the people of Zambia? Since you are standing for Kanyama constituency, of course, they make up the population of Zambia as well.
Honestly, right now, the UPND government needs to pull up their socks because the atmosphere in the country is not great. When you are on the ground and you're interacting with the people, you get to see that.
What are the people on the ground saying specifically?
People on the ground are not happy. And this is something, I don't know if the people close to the president are not telling him, but this is reality on the ground. Everything is expensive. Millimil, our staple food is Nshima. So if millimil is expensive, how a family is going to thrive? Fuel is expensive. We have load shedding. What happens to businesses that cannot afford solar and gensets? And even if you have a genset, fuel is expensive. Employment rates are really high in the country. So the atmosphere in the country is not great. They have performed fairly well in some areas, but I feel like the major cardinal issues that they promised the people of Zambia, like unemployment, getting rid of load shedding, they haven't tackled that. So there's a lot that needs to be done still.
And you too can be part of this conversation. Once again, do call us up, send us your messages right here on Voice of the People. That is on 0955 997 997 or even on 0979 192 485. If you are a member, or rather you stay within Kanyama constituency and you've got questions, you'd like to commend work as you've seen campaigning within your area, this is your chance to call in and have your voice heard. We are giving the power to you. That's once again on 0955 997 997 or even on 0979 192 485. And we do have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing very, very well.
That is wonderful. Who are we talking to?
Yeah, talking to Mutale.
Okay, Mutale, give us what's on your mind. Speak to us.
What is on my mind? First of all, I just joined in because I'm driving. I didn't get the name of the aspiring candidate, but I'm listening to her ideas as someone who lives close to Kanyama constituency. I live in Lusaka West. Mm-hmm. So the issues that affect Kanyama, even if on our side it's Chilanga, are issues which affect us because my farm is just next to Kanyama. Mm-hmm. And I always pass through the constituency when I'm going to town because I use the shorter route of Los Angeles. I'm sure the aspiring MP is
mm-hmm.
She talked incoming honorable MP. How are you this morning?
I'm good, thanks, Mr. Mutale. How are you?
I'm very, very well. I heard when I joined talked of relocation of the people so that maybe drainages can be built, maybe they can have better access to social services.
Yes.
First of two issues. First of all, when they are relocated and compensated, we already have a situation where the government cannot provide basic services. Where are those resources going to come from to compensate these people? Number one. Number two, to relocate a human being to a place they are not used to, the place where they have never lived, is a very, very difficult task. Take, for example, when there's cholera. To move them, to tell them, move to, or even floods, to places which are on higher ground temporarily, they resist it vehemently. Now, to move them permanently, and because Lusaka is full, unless we say we'll move them to rural Zambia, and are they going to be agreeable? And these are people, Kanyama, I think he has the largest population in terms of the voters. I think it's close to 200,000. And these are people, when they mobilize themselves, they could resist this relocation, and it could turn into violent confrontations. How do you look at that? And I invite your comment, incoming MP. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for coming through. You can also come through and be part of the conversation in case you have questions to pose to the incoming MP, that is Nalishebo Nyambe. The number is 0955-997-997 or 0979-192-485. The phone lines are open, so maybe you can answer that question.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mtale, for that question. First of all, Lusaka isn't full. We still have so much land. And when you talk about resources, it's a matter of priority. When you look at CDF was at 1 million in the previous government. The president raised it to 36 million kwacha. We all thought resources were not available, but it's a matter of priorities. And when you talk about them resisting, yes, I do agree they might resist, but it's for their own good. At the end of the day, it's not something that's going to happen in one day. It's going to be a gradual process because the population is increasing every day. At Kanyama Level 1 Hospital, the average number of babies that we're having are 40 to 50 babies in a day. So you can imagine if our maternal rate is the highest in the country, what is going to happen to the population in the next 5 years? So there are going to be more problems that are going to arise. And the only solution for me, I believe, or the second best solution, will have to be to relocate the people.
How practical do you think it's going to be, knowing that you are going to move somebody from their home to start a life anew at another place which they don't know, and they do business in Kanyama and they will have to start back to square one? Now, how are you going to make this a realization for them?
Well, you'll be shocked, Fortrace, that some people are actually open to the idea, because then, Fortrace, if you're living in a home and you're looking at your conditions are not favorable, would you rather stay in that place or move to somewhere else? Because then, when we have this flooding, these people are staying in water every day of their lives. They're not even able to go to the bathroom, because then even the bathroom is in water. So you'd be shocked that most of these people are actually open to this thing.
Did you think the drainage solution can come in place before the relocation idea?
It can, and I think right now the ZNS is currently working on that. I just don't know how far the project has gone, because then, like I said, the whole year we're going to be working on drainages. Come December, we haven't done much. So the drainages can work, but what happens to those people that are in the heart of Kanyama? Because the homes are informally set. So meaning we don't even have space for drainages. We don't have space for drainages. So what happens to those people? And those are the people that are greatly affected.
So the government did budget at least $1 billion, which was meant for drainage reconstructions. So if that money is put into good use, don't you think the drainages can be built for these people, can be constructed, and not go that route of relocating them if the money is enough?
I agree with that. That is why maybe drainages is the first thing. But you see, the issue with that is they do put aside money. It's like CDF. They do put aside 36 million, but then they do not give you as a lump sum. And this is another problem that Honorable Tasila Lungu, Member of Parliament for Chawama, was talking about. They do not give it to you as a lump sum. So I'll give an example of Chawama. She said she needed about 12 million kwacha to work on the drainages, but they give you half of that, and you don't know when the half is coming. So they give you half of that. How are you going to work on the drainages? By the time it gets into the rainy season, it's the same situation of flooding. So if they can give the lump sum to work on the drainages and we do it timely, then it's going to be a good thing.
And let's also talk about the CDF, the Constituency Development Fund in your constituency, Kanyama. Has it been fully utilized or not?
No, this is something that I would like to point out. I think there constantly has to be an audit, because even the president himself highlighted that CDF is getting into the wrong hands and it is being misused. And also we are not educating the population, the community enough about the loans and grants. When I'm speaking to my people, most of them do not know about CDF. Most of them do not know that they have access to loans and grants. So for me, I've seen the Twashuka school, I've seen a few clinics here and there, but I feel like we haven't maximized the use of CDF.
How do you plan to maximize the CDF if you are voted for?
if I'm voted for, we have to continually audit the people, the council that's in charge of that CDF, right? The president himself can emphasize on no corruption, but it doesn't mean that every person working is not going to be corrupt. We have to continually audit these people and continually go back to them and see how they're spending this money. Because at the end of the day, it's not your money, it's the people's money. So we have to continually audit them and see how they're spending this money.
Nalishebo, practically, how do you intend to use the money? Let's say you've been given money in the household and you have been told to make a budget, like you need to purchase maize, you need to purchase A, B, C, D. In practicality, how do you intend to sort out issues that are being affected in Kanyama constituency itself?
Okay, so working with the government or what the government gives you alone is not going to be enough. This is where the business people and the private stakeholders have to come in. So not only are we going to maximize CDF by working on the drainages and also ensuring that the women have priority when it comes to receiving grants and loans. The women in their own capacity are microeconomists. They take care of the home. When the child is hungry in the home, the first person that they run to is the woman. So if we empower the women, you're empowering the child. So we'll have to maximize the use of CDF, the loans and grants, and also empower the young people, make sure that as many young people get the skills training and the bursaries, and also the private stakeholders and the business people will have to come in. Kanyama is a business area. It's fully a business area. All the way city markets there. Go there as early as 04. You see people, the Namayos have already tantika there.
Yeah.
When you go in the heart of Kanyama and John Leng, we have so many business people. We have a few cooperatives where they come in and help the people, but we really have to go full force on that with the business people, where they come in, and the local and the private stakeholders, where they come in and help us with resources to help the people.
Okay, be part of the conversation. That's once again on 0955 997 997 or on 0979 192 485. And in case you've just tuned in, then well, you are sort of in time for a conversation that we're having this morning. And that is with Nalishebo Nyambe, who's an aspiring member of parliament for Kanyama constituency. If you live within Kanyama constituency and you've had questions because you've not yet had a chance to speak to her, because there's so many around her who also want to ask her questions, want to speak to her as well or interact with her, then this is your chance right now. And hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, moderator.
How are you doing today, sir?
How are you? This is Anthony Kausumdaweni.
Okay, Mr. Anthony, you can go ahead. What is your question, your query, your comment?
Lady, I just want to commend that lady, Nalishebo, for speaking out some of the concerns of what happens in Kanyama when the rains come, and also the idea of relocating some people, which to me I feel is very possible. The Kanyama is an eyesore, in my view, because the way it was built, it was just, they were just giving plots anyhow. So to me, what she's saying, the issue of upgrading and relocating, it is very possible because that Kanyama is within the town, almost close to town. So in what she's trying to suggest, it may not just be herself, if she became an MP, to look at how to relocate people and whoever may want to resist. But because even the government, even the council, it might also come in, because at the end of the day, the surrounding areas of Lusaka must look good, and there must be what we call architectural beauty as time goes on, to ensure that Lusaka looks good. So some of the people, like in Kanyama, those houses, you cannot call them even houses. They are ramshackles. And one point she said is that according to our research, some people are even
would even be very glad to relocate, because the way they are living in Kanyama, it's even more dangerous for them to be in those places, in that place.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea of relocating and ensuring that Kanyama is the face of Kanyama is uplifted is very welcome. But lastly, I just want to encourage her that the idea of standing she has embarked on is very welcome. We need such young ladies with brilliant ideas to also come on board to help this nation.
Okay.
I thank you.
Thank you very
Good
much.
day.
Thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you.
through. All right, you can also be part of the conversation, 0955-997-997 or 0979-192-485. So he also touched on crime rate, which is kind of high in Kanyama when a constituency is highly populated. It also prone to be high in crime. So with the young people, okay, I think we need to talk to a caller.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm okay. You are speaking to Mulenga.
Okay, go ahead, Mulenga. What is your question, your comment, your query?
Yeah, I just want to thank that lady, the guest who is aspiring for the MP for Kanyama constituency. Kanyama constituency is very big. As she said, we need to delimitate this constituency. It's very big. I'm in Makeni Bonaventure, and I'm telling you, we don't even know what the MP has done for this area. We can't blame him because the area is too big. Now, coming to the lady, politics is not for people who think when you start, you have to make it. I'll give you an example of Frank Tayari, the Transport and Logistics Minister. Frank Tayari started way back when I was young, and it took him some years for him to be where he is. So when you start this journey, don't give up. Just after one try, then you give up, or the second try, then you give up. You might not make it next year, but time can be there for you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for coming through.
Welcome.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. What's his name again?
I think we didn't catch
Thank
his
you
name.
so much. I don't know if you told
Mr.
us.
Mlenga, I think.
Mr. Mlenga.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mlenga, for the encouragement. And indeed, you're right. If it's not my time, then it won't be my time. And we'll try again. Politics is a lifelong thing, lifetime thing.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe you can just answer the question about high crime rate. How do you plan to reduce that, especially amongst the young people, as a young person yourself?
So in Chivolia, right, which was like the heart of where the crime rate was.
And it's very persistent there.
Yes, it is very persistent there. So we've had the police patrolling every night, and I think we've seen like a reasonable change in Chiboli. At least the residents are able to move freely at night, but we're not sure how long that is going to last. We continually have to do it. If it means including a small percentage in the city for fuel so that the police are able to patrol at night, then we have to do that. But another thing, because most of these people that are attacking the people are under substance and alcohol abuse, it is a problem, I will tell you. That is something that we have to look at as well. We have to take care of our young people and rehabilitate them.
How achievable is it, do you think, to transform Chibolia to be specific?
Wow, Chibolia is a lot, but it's achievable. It is achievable. If we put our hands together and we talk to the people, it is achievable to reduce the crime rate if we are continually working. It's a lot of work, but it's achievable.
And well, you are somebody who's spoken, I would say, a lot on how we don't really have as many youths as we should holding key governance positions. And you did give an example of how Botswana is sort of, to some extent, a benchmark for that.
Yeah.
So now, comparing Zambia and Botswana, what would you say Zambia should do to ensure that youth, such as yourself, are actually occupying key positions in governance?
The youths have to avail themselves, number one. It's just not about being a youth and saying, oh, because the president said the youth should come on board, then all the youths. You need to be ready for it. The job itself, member of parliament, comes under oath, meaning there's a lot of dedication and commitment that is involved. You need to be competent and you need to work hard. And most importantly, you need to be in sync with our Lord Jesus to give you knowledge and wisdom. And also you need to be qualified for you to perform exceptionally well.
Now, what are those qualifications? Let's say for a youth who's listening within a different constituency and thinks, I need to make a change within this area. Where do they start from? How do they even begin?
So the requirement for member of parliament is just a grade 12 certificate. If you are educated, you have a grade 12 certificate, you're able to debate well. Being member of parliament means you are an anchor between central government and the people. You must be capable to communicate those policies that are in parliament, take them back to the people. Tell them, hey, this is what we've discussed in parliament. It's not doable or it's doable. Listen to the views of the people, take them back to parliament and debate for the people. So you must be a very active person. You must be a reader, know what's happening in the current politics in our country, know what's happening in the health sector, not only in your constituency. You must be a reader and you must be very knowledgeable about what you're doing and about the affairs of our country.
Now, I'm going to take you back to what you said, that the current people that are occupying Kanyama constituency don't know the MP. They don't know him. He's rarely seen. So what do you think might be causing all these issues that need to be worked on, like the issue of blocked drainages that should have been worked on a long time ago? And these are issues that keeps on piling up. And as you be coming in, do you think you can work on them in a stipulated amount of time?
I am hoping so, because then you really need to be active. Do not disappear. Once the people vote you in and you have your seat, you go back and you forget the people. You have to continually go back to the people. And because then if you are in Kanyama, the roads are impassable. I'll tell you that. So if I'm passing through that road, it's going to hurt me, right? Mm-hmm. And I will try my best to lobby and negotiate that the people at least have the feeder roads worked on. Mm-hmm. So you continually have to go back to the people, which is one thing that I feel like our member of parliament is not doing.
Mm.
So now this whole story of flooding is not a new issue. We've had it for years, essentially. And I think the question that is also on a lot of people's lips is the fact that why are we still having the exact same problem? Because this MP is not the latest one. There are more others that came after him. And what do you think is the reason for the failure to address these issues over the years that they've been happening?
Lusaka is a low-lying area, and Kanyama, especially it being on the western edge of the country or of the province, makes it very vulnerable to floods. Number one issue has to be that we are reactive and not proactive. We already know that our area is low-lying. Why do we have to wait until we have floods for DMMU to come in, for the president to come and see the situation? We already know what's happening. Why don't we work on these issues before we even get to the problem itself? Sometimes it's just as simple as engaging the community, and they're ready to work. You engage the community, and every week or every month, we could have these activities where we're cleaning and unblocking our drainages. We keep going through these problems year in, year out, because we do not want to tackle the problem on time. We have to wait until it's gotten to the worst situation, and then we go in full force. It will not work like that.
And we have received a message with, I'd say, 3 questions. So the first one is, looking at the increased rate of the number of childbirths among young girls, mostly between the ages of 15 and 17 years, how do you, Ms. Nyambe, how are you going to address this issue? Then the second question is, in your plans for Kanyama constituency, what are your plans on tapping talent for young boys and girls and the youth? And then the third question is, how do you now plan in addressing the issue of drug abuse in Shivolia? And now that has now spread to Kanyama, it's now spread to John Leng, and the issue of increased abuse of illegal businesses.
Okay, I'll start with the first one, and thank you very much for that question. Maternal birth, us having the highest rate of maternal birth is us having the highest maternal rate in the country is a concern. And I would say a lot of young girls in our constituency are dropping out of school. It's a very big problem. We have to engage the schools, the private stakeholders, the churches to come in and educate these girls. You have to agree with me that in our schools, we do not have reproductive health. We do not teach our children about what these things are. And most of these children, them living in an area that's informally set, do not know these things. Most of their parents are out in the markets or in the shops working, leaving these children alone. So some of these children, it's not like they're actively engaging in sexual activities. Some of them are actually being dragged by the young people who are abusing substances. They're actually being dragged, and you find them pregnant. So we have to educate our children and protect our children. Is something that has to be worked on together as a community. We already have a high rate of rape and defilement, which is also something that I want to talk about. It needs to be addressed. It's not something that we just do. We say today, stop the rape, you post on Facebook. We have to address it every day, because then if you talk about it today, people easily forget and they move on. So we have to protect our children in the schools, the teachers, the parents at home, the relatives. Everyone has to be involved in this. The church members, everybody has to be involved in educating our children about sex education.
All right. Maybe you can answer the other questions.
Okay, so the next question was, how do we tap into talent? 550,000 people, most of them are the youths. You can imagine how much talent we have in our constituency. And if we put our hands together and support the youth, I think the next year maps is going to come from Kanyama. We might even have a burner boy from Kanyama, I'm telling you. So I'm very happy that B-Flow is now the president of the Music Association. I called him last week hoping that we can engage and talk about how we can help the young people. One thing that I would love to do, even if I use my personal resources, is put in an art center for the people there. I feel like most of them are very talented. And the CDF has, yes, the skills training, but not everybody wants to be a carpenter. Not everybody wants to get a degree. What happens to those people that want to be rappers and musicians and actors, or even radio presenters? I would love to collaborate with the private stakeholders, the business people, or the NGOs, and put up an art center that is going to support the young people and make sure that we maximize their talent.
And the other question that we would want to know is, what have you done for the community yourself?
I have been engaging with the community ever since I've been there. So every week I'm there. We do put up projects. Every Sunday we do community meals where we sit and try to feed the people that do not have food. We're also attending to people with funerals. During the rain season, we did a lot of work. We engaged with the community in helping the flood victims. And this winter, we're setting up a project where we're mobilizing resources and clothing to just make sure that every child and every person out there has something warm to wear.
And how do you plan to address the high cost of living? You have already highlighted that you are feeding some people who cannot afford 3 meals in a day.
The high cost of living will have to come from the man up there and his cabinet. Maybe you should invite him and you should invite him and his cabinet to come here and explain that, because then when they raised that motion in Parliament, the members of Parliament walked away. So if the incumbent members of Parliament can walk away from that situation, who am I? So maybe you need to invite the people up there, the ones that call the shots, to come and explain how they're going to address the cost of living, because the cost of living cannot just be in Kanyama. Like Kanyama alone has lower prices of fuel and millimil. It's a national thing.
Yes. And what other measures are you taking to make sure that you unite the constituency, and of course you tackle some of the issues that have been raised, like the floodings? And I'm sure there are other issues that are affecting Kanyama constituency. It's very, very vast.
Very vast, yeah. We have social groups and cooperatives that are there for specific reasons. I have a committee, a women's committee and a youth committee that are always reporting to me things that we need in the constituency. So we have committees where we raise resources. We engage some business people to come in with resources, and we help where we can. at the end of the day, you can only do so much when you're not the incumbent member of parliament.
Actually, there's the third question
Okay.
from the message, and that was, how do you plan to address the issue of drug abuse in Shivolia that has now spread to Kanyama and John Leng, as they're saying it's, and also, I guess there's a fourth one to it, the issue of illegal businesses cropping up. How do you plan to address both of those?
So let me start with the drug abuse. It's not only in John Leng and Shivolia, even in Makeni. Makeni on Sunday, I was with the youth, and I don't think any of the youths that were around me were sober. The only thing that they were saying is, oh, person calling on Oyama drugs. I was asking them, what drugs are you talking about? And I don't know, whatever it is that they mentioned. So I asked them, I had a conversation with these guys, and I asked them, why muchita so? And they said, yeah, madam, I said, today before cheetah. When I'm going to judging, I'm late to quite between my criminals because of appearance, yes. So, but that quite if you kuchita mkombo, no one will employ us. We don't have jobs. We don't have money for businesses. Tuala chita shani. Palas to kill time, we end up using these drugs. So it's a lot of work with the youths. Honestly, I'll have to say that we need the whole community, the churches, parents to come in and help our children. We need to educate them. I try my level best to speak to them when I can about the dangers of this thing. But also some of them have gotten to the point of addiction where you speak to them and it's not going to make any significant change. They actually have to be rehabilitated for them to change. But we try our best to talk to them, but the solution to that will have to be rehabilitation, because it's a terrible thing in my constituency, I'll tell you. It's a terrible thing. And then the other issue being illegal businesses. Our population of 550,000 people has a lot of immigrants. We have people from Congo and Tanzania, and most of those people are doing illegal businesses. The council and the police will have to come in, because then those illegal businesses, first of all, they're not registered, meaning you're stealing from the government and you're stealing from the people. You're supposed to be a responsible citizen and pay your tax. The council has to do its job and go in and do their research and do their research, in short, and see who's conducting legal businesses or not. A lot of the shops, some of the shops that are set up there, not everybody's doing illegal business, not everybody's registered. Mm-hmm. That is now the job of the council to be proactive and go in and do their research. The police as well, they can engage the police.
Okay, and as we get to wrap up, you can still send in your messages. Call us up. That's on 0955 997 997, but also on 0979 192 485. We are speaking to Nalishebo Nyambe, who's the aspiring member of parliament for Kanyama constituency. And this is on Voice of the People, where we give you a voice. If there's anything that is within your streets, in your area, your hood, you can call us up right now and have it addressed right here on Voice of the People. That's once again on 0955 997 997 or on 0979 192 485. And well, as we wait for the final little messages and last phone calls, Nalishebo, can you tell us in I'll say as briefly as you can, for that person who's still on the edge of whether they should vote for you or not, what would you say is your call to action to that person?
Kanyama needs change, and it needs a young person. That I will tell you for sure. Kanyama needs a young person because there is a lot of work there. It needs somebody with fresh ideas. It needs somebody who's energetic and ready to work. This is a time for the youth to rise up. This is a time for the older generation to also support the youth, because age does not determine your potential to lead. If the Botswanan president can appoint a 26-year-old as minister of youth, it means that he sees that there's potential in the youth, and it means that he sees that the youth can deliver. To my people of Kanyama, this is our time to come together, work together, and build the Kanyama that we want to see.
Build the Kanyama that we want to see. And well, once again, you can still call us up as we take in the last final calls or messages. That is on 0955 997 997 or on 0979 192 485. We do have a caller. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Mauka.
Tauka bueno, Mauka Wanji.
Tauka. Nalishebo mzule chwani, Nalishebo.
Nizwile hande, mina mzwile chwani.
This is Rashmagi, Brother Morgan, calling within from Kanyama now. I'm in Couch.
Okay, Rashmagi, mlishani.
Mufwe tulifia wino mkwai katwishina vena.
How do you feel wino?
Tanzala che gero yanga itokozo la bino gero yo.
So mind the son, that's a serious matter we are talking about. You know, Kanyama is just in central town. If you talk about the city market, Lumumba bus station, Comesa, Comesa market is in Kanyama. Going round up to White Offense, going round McCain, Linda, that the boundary is John Lenge. The boundary now is Kafue Road. And so we have now a boundary Mungwi Road again to go to that side. So now the problem we are facing is that each time when the rain comes, we found that the first issue, the first disease is in Kanyama, cholera and other issues because there's no proper drainages. So the issue what we want is proper drainages. People want clean water. People want security. Police stations everywhere. That is what we are looking for. And we are the people of Kanyama. We are just near the town center there, where you are. I know where you are. Sonjera across the road is Kanyama. So for me, what I'm saying, why Kanyama was neglected, and why people
Kanyama. Bashmagi, I will need you to wrap it up as soon as possible.
Let me tell you. This guy, the many industry that are in Kanyama. So if you are the lady, you load then to work with other big industry to develop Kanyama, then Kanyama will be some. The Kanyama, the MP which we have is not doing enough. I'm telling the fact. The MP current is not doing enough, and we don't want him. We want to vote him out. I thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for coming through. Maybe you might want to answer that question as soon as possible.
I think Bashmagi was just making a suggestion, that I should work with the industries and the business people to tackle the issues of flooding and cholera, which I talked about, the drainages, that we have to be proactive and not reactive. I'll just touch on clean water because we've already talked about safety, but clean water is a priority in my constituency. It being an informal setting, a lot of people do not have access to clean water, which is a huge problem. If they do not have access to clean water, it will lead to another problem, which is it will lead to diarrheal diseases. So meaning if we don't have clean water, we'll now get into another problem, which is diarrheal diseases. And already our Kanyama Level 1 hospital is congested because it's tackling the 200,000 people that are in the catchment area. So clean water, the president already emphasized that CDF is being misused because instead of building a borehole that is 30,000 kwacha or 40,000 kwacha, people are misusing these funds. So we have to go back to making sure that we audit these people and we use CDF well so that we put up boreholes for our people to have clean water.
Okay, well spoken and rather well noted as well. And well, this is Voice of the People. In case you've just tuned in, we have been speaking to Nalishebo Nyambe, who's the aspiring member of Parliament for Kanyama constituency. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Shekinah. Thank you, Fortrace.
All right. You can be part of the conversation. In case you missed it, you can catch us via our social media platform. That is Power FM Zambia. You can also catch us on Dstv. That is on Topstar channel 92. This is the Power Breakfast with Fortrace and Shekinah.